Township regular board meeting of January 21st, 2025 at 7:04 p.m. Sharon, would you lead us in the pledge, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we'll review our housekeeping items. Board, when speaking, please move to your microphone to ensure you are heard clearly for the YouTube streaming. And I request that citizens who speak to adjust the height and stand close to their microphone. There will be 2 opportunities for citizen comments. I will be requesting individuals stay within the 4 minutes in both citizen comment sections. I would appreciate everyone keeping their points concise. I would request that comments are made respectfully to the board. We are here to discuss the township's business. Citizen comments should pertain to specific issues, concerns, or policies they would like the board to have their attention. The documents on the website are aligned to the items on the agenda. These are draft documents to provide background information only. To be clear, motions are drafted to help the board more quickly get to the final wording and vote on the respective motions. Therefore, the final motion may look different to reflect the actual action taken by the board. Board first item of business is approval of minutes. We have 3 sets of minutes to approve. First set will be the December 17th regular board meeting. Any comments, changes?
I have none.
I have none.
All right, Mary? That means you did a great job on
I've
the
already
minutes, right?
changed them a bunch.
All right, since there are no comments or changes, I make the motion to approve the December 17th, 2024 regular board meeting minutes. Is there a second?
I
I'll
will
second.
Oh, who seconded?
Either
Me,
one of you.
Andy.
Andy?
Andy Reeves.
I will, it is moved and seconded to approve the regular board meeting minutes of December 17th, 2024. Any further discussion regarding the motion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Next, are there any changes to the minutes to the special budget board meeting of January 6th, 2024, which was related to discussing the pay schedule for the township for the fiscal year of 2025-26?
I have none.
Any comments? None? All right. I will make the motion to approve the minutes for the special budget board meeting of January 6, 2024 as presented. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any questions on the motion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Who
Very
made that
good.
motion?
No, I make the
second.
motion.
And Andy seconded. Okay.
All right, finally, are there any changes to the minutes to the special budget board meeting of January 13th, 2024, which was related to discussing the budgets for the ambulance and fire departments for the fiscal year 2025-26?
I have a comment,
All right,
and I should have made it on the very first minutes that we did, and I forgot. And it reflects all the minutes that we're going to pass tonight. I would like to see under merchant have an initial, because it should say merchant J or merchant M, because if you have different voting or anything, I would like to see initials behind it instead of merchant.
okay.
And that should reflect on the prior ones that I forgot to mention. Also,
I think that's a good change.
You were going to bring that up as well.
I was going to bring it, I
The regular
mentioned
board
it to
meeting.
Bob, and I totally
Yeah.
forgot to mention it tonight. Sorry.
All right, so I will make the motion to approve the minutes for the special budget board meeting of January 13th, 2024 with changes. Do I have a second?
Second.
It is moved and seconded to approve the special budget board meeting of January 13th, 2024 with changes. All in favor, say aye. All opposed? Motion passes.
So are they all gonna be approved with changes then? Because I'm gonna change. them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, if you don't
Yeah.
mind.
Yep, no, that's fine.
Can
Just
I-
to Make sure.
You can,
I don't know if we amend that or not, but yeah.
No, that's good. Okay.
all right. The next item is correspondence and announcements. Do we have anything?
I just had this email from Antrim County. And I'll just read the
Microphone.
first paragraph because it just tells you.
Can you pull the microphone down?
Oh, sorry. Antrim County took a significant step forward with the proposed Public Safety Center on January 16th when the Board of Commissioners directed the county administrator and finance director to proceed with financing options. The motion included a direction that the financing period be no more than 25 years and that the project not exceed a total of $33.5 million, with $8.5 million of that total coming from the existing county funds. So they're going to move forward with their new building.
All right. If that's it, then next item is the approval of the agenda content. Any questions or changes to the agenda? I have a couple, I believe. I have one, I'm adding item 11. The poverty exemption income guideline. Sharon will walk us through that. The board will have to vote on that this evening. And I would like to add an item under the board discussion. I need to discuss with the board the January 27th special budget board meeting preview. So I'll bring it up at that point.
Mr. Cook, I have one other
Yes.
change.
Okay.
Under item C, special reports agenda, it says Jason giving the commission report. Is that supposed to be me or is that
Yeah,
Jason? Yeah.
you, my fault. I missed that.
Yeah.
I missed it. Let's see. My apologies for that. All right, I will make a motion that the agenda be accepted with changes. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. It is moved and seconded that the agenda is accepted with changes. Any further discussion regarding the motion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. We now move on to citizen comments. I ask the public to respect the 4-minute limit. Also, board, as a reminder, this is not citizen debate. Board members can respond during the final board comment section of the agenda if they desire. Do we have anything?
Yes,
Good.
I can't read his name now. I think it's George Lassiter.
Mhm.
You got it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Can you,
I had the monthly for December.
we have to be recorded on there because we're,
It disappeared on me. What's that?
because we're recorded.
Yeah.
Is it on?
Nope.
No, I don't. Is that now? Working now? I typically don't need one, so. Nice to have one now. So this is the year-end report for Torch Lake Township, for the sheriff's office. This year, we had, let me see. 951 incidents in the township for 2024. I'll hit the highlights here. Some of them are kind of benign, so hit the more interesting ones. We had 80 911 hang-up calls. We had 27 alarms, which would be like probably burglary alarms at homes. We had 5 assaults not in progress. We had 1 break and entering in progress. We had 3 not in progress. We had 54 car door accidents, no big surprise there. 17 non-criminal civil complaints, 13 DNR violation complaints, 54 violation or driving complaints. We had 15 fire alarms, only 2 fireworks complaints, surprising. 6 frauds. We did assisted on 31 general assists, 1 grass fire. We responded to 19 hazardous condition calls. We assisted on 19 lift assists, like, person falls, can't get up in their home. 4 malicious destruction of properties. Our Marine Patrol guys took 10 complaints here in the township. We assisted on 142 medical calls and 23 personal injury accidents. We investigated and for property damage, 13 property damage accidents where people got hurt that didn't get hurt in crashes this year. Backwards. We had 6 lost and found properties and 1 stalking complaint. We had 16 suspicious situations, 139 traffic stops, 5 vehicles in the ditch, and 4 warrant attempts, and we had 3 water rescues and 15 wellness checks. So again, all in total, 951 incidents in the township for the year 2024. So, and we do have 3 cadets starting the police academy in Traverse City, starting Monday.
Nice.
Yeah, we just got 1 through. He graduated in December. He's on his field training right now, doing a great job. His name is Brandon Hunt. I'm sure we meet him at some point. We have the 3 people we have are just top-notch people going in. So they'll give us 4 new people, and it'll leave us 3 down again. So
Still
Nice.
3 down.
yeah, still 3 down on the road. Yep. So
I heard Bricko's doing well too.
Rico's doing good. Yep. Friendly as ever. Anybody have any questions?
On here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, George.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Now we have Jairus Rubing.
Well, Mrs. Merchant already mentioned what I was going to talk about, was the jail decision, Public Safety Center decision.
That's a trick.
Yeah, I don't have the touch. At the commission meeting, I've had some people that have asked, and I was really hoping to get the length of the bond to be 20 years instead of 25, primarily because if you shorten it, you save a lot of interest. In this case, $5 million. So that was what I was hoping to. Also, when you do a bond, if you have a shorter duration, your interest rate is lower that you have to pay. So you go from a 20 to a 30 year, you go from a 4 to a 4.5 and 25, and it varies as to how long it is, as to what the interest rate is that you pay. So that was what I was really hoping for. We did budget $1.8 million in our budget this year for a new safety center, and if we had done a 20-year bond, that's $1.8 million a year. So I felt that we had it in the budget and we could make that work. The 25-year bond is what passed, and that'll be an annual payment of around $1.6 million every year for the next 25 years. So the other thing, I know Mrs. Schultz was at the meeting a month ago or so, and they were talking about the road commission possibly going from 3 members to 5, and the road commission had an in-depth discussion about that today, and they just decided with our county and with the increased expense to pay 2 more people to sit on the board, they voted 3-0 not to move forward with that at this time. So there's a lot of road commissions in the state of Michigan that are 3 members. There's a bunch of them that are 5. Antrim County has been 3 for, I don't know, I think 40 years. So that's really all I have unless anybody has any questions.
I think that's a record. Thank you.
You can always, you can always watch the mini meetings online also if you don't attend in person. So I do that also back and forth.
Anyone
That's all.
else?
And
That's it?
I would like to say congratulations on your vice chair on the position this year. Thank you.
All right, thank you all for your comments. We will now move to the consent agenda. Any reports want to be pulled?
I have none.
Hearing none, therefore all the reports are accepted by consent. We will now move to the special reports. Andy, any update with the Planning Commission?
There is no update. We did not have a planning commission meeting. We do not have one this month. There will be one next month. And then the big agenda item will be to elect a new chairperson and then also get the master plan work underway quickly. It's already been started, but to rejuvenate it and get
Yep.
it accelerated.
Yeah, I talked to Sarah briefly today, and she said the February meeting will take place and that the weird thing was that she looked back, the last two PCs fell on holidays. So it was just kind of bad timing in one sense.
So it'll be February 17th.
Yes, that sounds right.
Mary, FOIA requests.
None.
Okay, that's good news.
Good news.
All right. Financial, it's going to be quick. We've begun receiving our tax revenues, so on the balance sheet for cash in-house has dramatically improved. So far, year-to-date, the township funds are positive. The general fund is favorable budget by $171,000. And our cost center, 16 cost centers are under budget for $98,000. 5 cost centers are over budget by 33. The fire fund is slightly over 90,000 based on just the purchase of that fire truck. And the ambulance is favorable by 63,000. And as I indicated, our cash position is very positive. That completes my report. If anyone is interested in any other details, feel free to call me or the clerk's office. All right, board, moving on. We have no old business. We now have 11 items for new business. Most of these will be pretty well formatted. Item number 1 is discussion on the pay schedule for the township for 25-26. Sharon did a final review, did some formatting improvements, so that's easier for all of us to read. This was discussed at our January meeting, and there was consensus around all of the numbers. So at this point, is there any discussion on the item?
I have none.
Hearing none, then is there a motion to accept the Torchlight Township 25-26 pay rate schedule as presented?
I'll make the motion to approve the 25-26 pay schedule as presented.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Motion has been moved and seconded to accept the Torchlight Township 25-26 pay rate schedule as presented. Mary, would you have a roll call vote, please?
Andy?
Yes.
Jason?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes?
Sharon?
Yes.
Mary? Yes.
Thank you, board. The next four items, Board, all relate to the resolutions that we're required to make that will ultimately be presented to the Torch Lake Township Annual Meeting on March 11th, 2025 for the citizens' consideration. These items relate to the salary of the township's elected officials. After reviewing the actions that we took during our meeting, our township attorney agrees that since the actions were based on a consensus, that all members of the board can vote on all four items. So item number 2, will someone make the motion to approve resolution 2025-01?
I make the motion. Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
Are we doing a roll call vote in each one of them, or is it consensus? Is that what you're asking?
Neither. I'm going to do one at,
Okay.
each one has to
Okay.
stand on its.
You said
on
something
its
about
own.
consensus, so.
Well, the consensus, because there's always a question now with the two merchants.
I see.
Voting for each one. And since the items were voted by consensus and further it was going to be voted on by the public, that they could vote for themselves and for their spouse.
I understand now. Thank you.
Yep. So Sharon has made the motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded that resolution 2025-01 for the supervisor salary for the fiscal year of 25-26 at $35,190. Any discussion related to the motion? Hearing none. Mary, would you have a roll call vote, please?
Andy,
Yes.
Jason,
Yes.
Bob,
Yes?
Sharon,
Yes,
Mary, yes.
Thank you. Will someone make the motion for item number 3?
I'd like to make the motion to approve Resolution 2025-02 as presented.
I'll second.
Seconded by Andy.
so J.M. Merchant.
Motion has been moved and seconded to approve resolution number 2025-02 for the clerk salary for the fiscal year of 25-26 at $33,000. Any discussion related to the motion? Hearing none. Mary, roll call vote, please.
Andy,
Yes.
Jason,
Yes.
Bob,
Yes?
Sharon,
Yes,
Mary, yes.
All right, thank you, board. I will make the motion to approve resolution number 2025-04 for the treasurer's salary for the fiscal year of 2025-26 at $35,190. Do I have a second, please?
I'll second.
Thank you. It has been moved and seconded to approve the resolution number 25-04 for the treasurer's salary for the fiscal year of 2025-26 at $35,190. Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none. Mary, a roll call vote, please.
Andy,
Yes.
Jason,
Yes.
you
got Sharon on
here
it twice.
I'll make that Jason.
I
Switch
cheat, I
things
give them
around.
the order.
Jason,
Yes.
Bob,
Yes.
Sharon,
yes.
Mary, yes.
Mr. Cook, just noticed in the document here, it says 2025-03, and I think it's supposed to be 04. Just in case this is a
Yep.
copy of the legal one.
Mm.
I think Sharon pointed that out to me today.
Okay.
I just didn't make it in my
Yeah,
notes.
yeah. That's-
All right, item number 5. Can someone make a resolution? I'm sorry, a motion to approve the resolution number 2025 dash, I think that's 4,
You want someone to make the motion, is that what you're saying?
yes.
Should it be
make the motion.
05
Salary.
or 04?
The resolution is 04.
Okay.
It's item 5, but it's resolution 04.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2025-04 as presented.
All right, it's been moved and seconded that.
Mary made the motion.
Yeah, but
Made
nobody's,
the motion, all right, can I
Can
have
I
a
get a
second?
second?
I'll
I got
second.
It's a tie.
it. He beat me out,
Andy
huh?
gets
teamwork.
We'll do Andy, yeah. All right, it has been moved and seconded to approve resolution number 2025-04 for the trustee salary for the fiscal year of 2025, 2026 at $6,210. Any further discussion? Hearing none, then Mary, with a roll call vote, please.
Andy,
Yes.
Jason.
yes,
Bob,
Yes,
Sharon,
Yes.
Mary, yes.
motion passes. 5-0.
And I will fill these all out for you, Mary, because I have them on my computer, all the detail, and then give them back to you for the annual meeting.
Thank you.
All right, Mary, you all set?
Yes.
All right. Sharon, would you like to start the discussion of item 6?
Board of Review member, currently we have 2 Board of Review members, and 3 is recommended, actually 4 for an alternate, but we need at least getting 1 on the regular Board of Review. So I talked to Dieter, and he has agreed to be on the on Torch Township's Board of Review, a member. So he would make he would make it up to the 3-member board that we need to have. We're still looking for an alternate. If there's anybody out there looking to do a little part-time once a year, but as an alternate, but that's all
Do you want to make that motion?
I'll make that motion.
All right. Do I have a second for the motion?
I'll second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded to nominate Dieter Amos to the Board of Review effective January 22nd, 2025, and expiring December 18th, 2026. Any discussion on the motion?
Just no,
Yep.
no discussion. I had a question about the kind of, for somebody that you're looking, if you're looking for somebody as an alternate, what are the qualifications, if any, that are necessary?
There's no qualifications, but you do have to go to the state and get training every 2 years. Actually, I try to encourage it every year, but it's mandatory that it's every 2 years to have it, a training on there. And you have to learn the laws of Michigan's property tax, General Tax Act. So it's just a learning process. Dieter was a former board member here. He was on our board as a trustee for 4 years. His son also works in Elk Rapids as an assessor assistant and board review also, so he's very familiar with the training. Actually, I have already set him up for Charlevoix training with our other members that need to go for training in a couple of weeks anyway, too. So there's certain conditions that you can't be a member. But if you're asking what you need to do to be a member, it's a training.
Thank you.
It's not very much. I mean, it's
Yeah,
not a big, long thing.
July and December board of reviews are for corrections, omissions, and errors. It's that the assessor gets those details. Primarily, it's PREs, not very many taxable value type of changes, but so the assessor gets all those, and then it's brought to the board of review to look at and decide. But primarily, the job for the board of review members are in March when the assessment notices go out. There's 2 full days, or there's 2 days of hearing appeals for the public once they've gotten their assessment notice. That's primarily, the laws have changed dramatically through the years where they gave the board of review members much more authority, but a lot of that authority has been taken away and given back to the assessor on changes, PREs, all those types of things. So it's primarily March is, and then the other two, July, December board of reviews are, we didn't even have a July one this year because there was no case, no change. So it varies. You might get one or two if that, but primarily it's March.
Thank
You
you.
got the full detail of it.
Yeah, no, it's good.
All right.
I got a whole page here I was going to read if you wanted me to, just in case you had questions.
I'm good,
Because-
thank you.
It has been moved and seconded to nominate Dieter Amos to the Board of Review effective January 22nd, 2025, expiring December 18th, 2026. Any further discussion? Hearing none.
The only thing I could
Roll
say,
call.
add to that is that the board of review members are appointed to serve 2 years terms, and they beginning at noon on January 1st of each odd number year. So they're a 2-year term. That's the reason that date's in there.
Well, we're putting that date in there so that it expires at the same time as the other two members.
Yeah, and then come January 1st, we'll have,
All right,
we'll have to
Mary?
contact him to come in and take an oath of office also.
all right.
Andy,
Yes,
Jason,
Yes.
Bob,
Yes,
Sharon,
Yes.
Mary, yes.
I guess I said the oath of office before we took the vote here.
it's all right. Doesn't have to be part of the motion.
I got to make sure I give him a call to take the oath of office.
All right. Item number 7, it's related to the new cemetery ordinance. It is replacing the old cemetery ordinance. There's been quite a bit of work led by Sharon, working with our folks over at the funeral home. And it's had a lot of necessary changes. So board, if you have any questions, feel free to ask Sharon.
I've got
She's
Piles
extended
of
it.
books here if you,
I think at this point, it's, there's been a lot of work put into this thing. And it's cleaned it up. And I know the two of you have looked at it as far as taking care of the property. And that you think, do you see any changes that?
also our attorney
Might
looked at
help.
it too.
Yeah, our attorney
Yeah.
also has reviewed it.
I just have one.
Okay.
Section 6. D. And that would go along with section 13F. Should we add landscaping in there?
It says no grading,
Le-
leveling.
Or excavating. Should we also put landscaping in there? Because we got people that are landscaping in there. I guess it would
Well, it
I
says,
guess it would kind of qualify as
Yeah,
no
I would think
grading
the
or,
grading, because we just can't have people coming in there at their gravesite and moving ground everywhere and grading it or leveling it or
well,
excavating it or,
and outlining it in stone and,
well, that's all in here along the
Okay.
way. Removal of all that sort of stuff too. Not allowed.
okay. Other than that, I looked through it and I think it's excellent.
so when you look at number E, no flowers, shrubs, or vegetation, wouldn't that take care of landscaping? Or you're thinking in terms of the other material?
Yeah, I mean, they're bringing in brick pavers and stuff, landscaping,
Yeah, there's.
4
there's-
by 12
there's-
area.
There's areas in there that,
So for purposes, when you find stuff like that, I would assume you'd have to contact Gary so that he could get in touch with the people that own that lot.
no, we here, because we know who owns a lot here. And then we would,
Right.
that Mary or whoever can get access to the certificate would be the one to call them.
Okay.
Because we have the records for that.
When the past, the clerk has done that, right? But of
Yes.
course, we haven't enforced much.
We need to make sure people keep their address and everything updated along the way for future references and perpetuity along the way. So I was looking for something for Jason real quick here. It's in here.
I mean, I guess it would fall underneath I, surfaces other than earth or sod Oh, wait, no, that says prohibited. So I don't know. I just thought
Does
if you
it
put
does it
landscape-
hurt to add a word
I
in
think I
there to give
covered
us?
most of it because Mary and I talked about earlier. Where
I mean,
was that?
Jason, you've seen activity that causes concerns, right? And
Yeah.
when you read this, you're not convinced that this necessarily would cover it.
I mean, I think it does. I just didn't know if we threw landscape in there, it would cover everything, I guess.
Well, what is landscape? What is landscape, to some people? I mean,
Might be too general a term in
Yeah.
a way.
Okay. I'm fine with it. I just,
Yeah.
this is just
okay.
saying no moving into the ground or anything. That's all part of landscaping.
Any other comments?
Good job, Sharon.
yeah, good job.
Long coming. Other one's
Andy,
very
you're-
old.
Nope, I'm just
You're all
looking,
set? All right, well, I'll make the motion to approve Resolution 2025-07, cemetery ordinance replacing cemetery ordinance number 4-2010, effective 30 days after publication in newspaper or general circulation within the township.
I second it.
Thank you. Motion has been moved and seconded to approve Resolution 2025-07, cemetery ordinance replacing cemetery ordinance number 4-2010, effective 30 days after publication, newspaper of general circulation within the township. Any further questions on the motion? Hearing none. Mary?
Andy,
yes,
Jason,
Yes.
Bob,
Yes.
Sharon,
Yes.
Mary. Yes.
Thank you, board.
Thank you, Sharon.
Thank you again, Sharon, for spearheading that.
I can get that monkey off my back.
All right, next item is related to a fire equipment purchase. And there's, for the next two items, item 8 and item 9, there are funds in this year's budget to pay for the two items. Does anyone have any questions for Kevin? We discussed this kind of at length over the budget session regarding the fire. Any further questions for Kevin on the item for the Circle Air Dual Purpose Dryer?
I do.
Okay?
Not,
You want to
not,
ask Kevin?
not about it or whatever, but now that if this gets approved tonight, how soon does equipment come in? And how soon are we being invoiced? Because this late in the stage of the game, in the past years, invoices came into the next budget year. So,
I'm looking for a 2-week window for the arrival of that unit.
okay, this unit on this one, okay? That was my only question because
Okay.
I don't want late invoices and going into the next year's budget.
I had a general question. I don't know if it relates to this or not, but how do you get the boots dried out?
The boots dried off.
Or out from the insides and when you
We
get
have a-
moisture and,
We have a couple of pair of boot dryers in the Bay Area that they can turn them upside down and get the boots dry.
Well, I suspect we have enough with 2 sets of boot dryers to take care of everybody's boots after a fire. You don't expect them going out again very quickly, I assume.
Normally, we do not have issues with water in the boots unless it's something different. I mean, usually the gear covers that, but if you step off in the water or doing something like that, the boots get full, so.
Okay,
that's just
very
my own
good.
experience. If you don't have it, it's a real problem, but I'm glad you've got them.
Board, as you remember during our discussion, it was going to require some electrical work. I did not want to hold this up for specific quotes, so I've worded the motion to cover that. So I'll make the motion to approve the purchase for Torch Lake Township Fire Department of one Circle Air Dual Purpose Dryer for $10,337.73, plus any required electrical work for installation with at least 2 quotes. Do I have a second?
Second,
Thanks, Mary. It is moved and seconded to approve the purchase for Torch Lake Township's Fire Department for one Circle Air Dual Purpose Dryer for $10,337.73, plus any required electrical work for installation with at least 2 quotes. Any question on the motion? Hearing none, Mary?
Andy,
Yes.
Jason,
Yes.
Bob,
Yes.
Sharon,
Yes.
Mary, yes.
Nobody can get trapped in that thing if they automatically shut the door, can they? When I look at that thing, I'm.
She's worried about somebody getting trapped in that thing.
All right. I'm like, oh, man.
I don't think they'll use that as a hairdryer.
It come out of there like a California raisin.
All right. Moving to item number 9. Is there a motion to approve the purchase for the Torch Lake Township Fire Department for a bag lifting system for $12,184?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you, Mary. Is there a second? Thanks, Jason. The motion has been made and seconded to approve the purchase for the Torch Lake Township Fire Department for a bag lifting system for $12,184. Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none. Mary, roll call vote, please.
Andy,
Yes.
Jason,
Yes.
Bob,
Yes.
Sharon,
Yes.
Mary, yes.
Item number 10, I will start the discussion on this. The original request came from Mary. In the past, the clerk has normally handled the FOIA request process. In this case, Mary is recommending that we hire a FOIA coordinator. I think that it's an excellent idea. It can be quite a distraction to the clerk. It could extend over a period of time, depending on the complexity of the request. And so, as part of that, board, any discussion related to the idea of a FOIA coordinator?
Can you just outline how in process it would work? Meaning like it would be a consultant, it would be somebody that comes in on a part-time basis? How would that?
Well, I thought that Jackie could be the one to be our FOIA coordinator. She's already in my office. And if I had time or if she needed me, I could help her with that. But as far as, I mean, I've got 2 other jobs and I'm doing this too. I just worry that if something really big and important came in, that I might not be able to cover all that. But Bob made a good point. We don't get a lot of FOIA requests. So I don't think it's going to be something that's going to be, it's not going to be a full-time job. But if something comes in July or August, I don't have a lot of extra time, so, but like I said, if she's right there in my office, I can work with her, so.
We have a procedure. It's in our policy book, how to handle them, step by step too. So it's in our policy manual book. That's 2 FOIAs.
It's not really, it's not really, it's time consuming, not difficult. Part of it is just filling out the necessary forms and a timely response to the FOIA requests because the township's under a timeline to respond.
Yes, no, my question wasn't about the need for it. It was more of like who does it. That was
Yeah.
my process, who does it. You've answered that, so.
I think the
In-
motion was.
Yeah, I
In the
put a
past-
motion on your desk.
Yeah,
Oh, that's where I'm missing it then. So, okay.
it was a late add-in.
I got you. That's why. There we go. Now I get it. If I had saw this earlier, it would have made more sense. Okay.
Well, is it underneath your? I think it's underneath my stack here. Yeah, all right. So
Very clear now.
if no further discussion, you like to make that motion?
I would like to make the motion to nominate Jackie Peterson as FOIA coordinator, reporting to the clerk at a rate of $23 an hour with oversight and review/approval by the clerk of all documents prior to their release effective April 1st, 2025.
I'll second it.
All right, it's been moved and seconded to nominate Jackie Peterson as FOIA coordinator, reporting to the clerk at a rate of $23 per hour with oversight and review/approval by the clerk of all documents prior to the release, with an effective date of April 1st, 2025. Any further discussion on the motion?
So we'll add that to our pay schedule in here then, update it. Okay,
Yep. We'll do that after April 1st.
right, well, this is an April 1st pay schedule, so I'll add that to that
All
pay
right, any
schedule then.
other comments? If not, Mary? Roll call vote, please.
Andy,
Yes.
Jason,
Yes.
Bob,
Yes?
Sharon,
Yes,
Mary, yes.
Thank you, board. Final item, for property exemption income guideline. It was a last minute addition. Sharon, you want to briefly walk us through the requirement of that, please?
sure. This again is, I was in my mind the other day thinking, oh man, I don't think we've updated our exemption income, property exemption updated. And I pulled up and asked Mary to find the last current resolution, and I also asked her assessor. And so it was outdated, as I suspected it was. So Amy helped me put this quickly together here and made the changes according to the current laws, and then updated the federal poverty income guidelines for 2025 in this resolution. So it's all updated, and it's part of, again, it's under the General Property Tax Act of Michigan laws, 211.7U, which is part of the tax laws that we have to have up to date. If we don't have it updated and in our files, come time when we have the assessors have their annual assessments where they come in and inspect. If we don't have that, then the township is liable and we could get fined also.
Great. Would you like to?
Huh? Yeah, I dreamed about this. I thought, oh, it needs to be updated. I was like, oh my goodness.
So Sharon, would you like to make the motion, please?
I would like to make the motion to accept the resolution number 2025, number 6 for poverty exemption income guidelines and asset tests.
For 2025? Do you need the date on there?
No, we don't need the date on there, resolution for that, because
All right,
it
No, that's
tells
fine.
it tells it in there, test for the 2025.
I'll
that's good.
second.
Thank you. Motion has been moved and seconded to approve Resolution 2025-06 related to the adoption for property exemption income guidelines and asset tests. Mary, roll call
Andy.
vote?
Yes.
Jason,
Yes.
Bob,
Yes?
Sharon,
Yes,
Mary, yes.
That completes our new business board discussion. The item I have is, we have a meeting next week at 6:15. I have a medical appointment at 8 o'clock in Traverse City. And I was wondering if we could do.
well,
it
did you tell them when you have a meeting, you can't come?
No. They,
Well, I'm Bob. I
they're
just-
not real sympathetic towards my township
Oh,
business.
I'm just,
So I don't know, board, it's up to you. If we can move it till 5, that's great. I would have a hard stop at 6:30. The purpose of that meeting was for me to present a consolidated budget package for your review.
can we push it back a week? Give you more time
We can.
and all of us?
Yeah, we can do that.
I would appreciate that.
So what would that date be?
We're into
27th?
February.
February
that Monday is a 3rd. Are you wanting a Monday?
I think that's best. It helps with Andy's
Andy?
scheduling.
Let's see what he has in his
So it'd
schedule.
be Monday, February 3rd, is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
And you would do that as opposed to Monday, the 27th? 'Cause Sharon, you're asking it would be better for the, so it's either Monday, the 27th at 5 or February 3rd?
right.
Is it, the 27th at 5 works for me. But are you, Sharon, you saying you need more time as well? You prefer that? Bob's got an appointment, but I thought I heard Sharon say something else.
I got something I'm supposed to do on the 3rd for the county
Oh,
or something. It's an email.
oh,
but
I was just giving a Monday out. That's all I was doing.
Oh, okay, the 27th at 5 would work for me.
No, unfortunately, it won't be drugged.
The 27th works for me at 5 o'clock.
What time is your appointment or?
8 in the evening.
Works for me.
It's an MRI.
It doesn't matter, I guess.
Okay. Mary?
Yeah, that's better.
I was just looking for more time
Okay.
is all. I would like more time, but that's
Well,
up to you
Remember,
guys.
board, it's a package handed out and it won't be approved until the annual meeting. So final changes would come at the annual meeting, in the budget meeting.
Okay.
And if you have
And
other
you'll be
questions. about-
packaging everything up that we've already started looking at, correct?
Right.
So it's a consolidated view of everything. We'll go over it as a
With the
collective.
changes,
And
correct.
then we'll have some time to come back and comment if we've got questions.
Right, right.
So what are you asking? Are you asking us to not have it?
No, I gave you an option, either
The
start at
27th
5 PM or pick another day. And it sounds like 5 PM works.
5's the thing. Yeah, we're doing it.
Okay, 5 o'clock, stay with the, oh yeah, I gotta be out of here at 6:30. That's all. Make sure I get to Traverse City.
Oh, you have that 8 o'clock at night?
Yeah,
Oh, I thought you were having it 8 o'clock in the morning.
no.
That's why I said, are you gonna be getting drugged?
Trust me. Trust me, if I was
Well,
going to
that's what I thought. 8 o'clock in the morning. I thought,
I'd still come, you're right.
I thought that's the same thing I thought. It's 8
All
o'clock
the
in the
numbers
morning.
would look small. All right, very good. We have nothing for information only. Any further citizen comment?
Yeah, just because I forgot earlier, gentleman here is Mark Byard from Central Lake Township. He's the new township supervisor, and I just invited him to come because he's newly
Good.
elected and he was working through the ropes of running a meeting and motions, and you guys are very well organized, so I just wanted him to come and see that.
All right, very good.
Yeah.
Do you run the garbage dump up there?
Not personally.
I know, but is it under your control?
Yes.
Oh. We might have some areas of discussion. Yeah. Well, it's something that comes up with a number of citizens. And, we
Okay.
have GFL now, but there's also things around bulk and stuff like that. And the question is, because we're happy to work out a deal with you. So
You have to
let's
get by
get
Judy
together and
first,
talk.
right?
And I'm sorry, what's your name again? I'm sorry.
Mark.
Buyer?
Yes.
I just want to make note.
All right, thank you very much. Board comment, Andy.
None, thank you.
All right, Jason?
None.
It's the most articulate you've been. I have none, Mary?
I was just going to say that I went to the MTA new officials training last week, and I highly recommend it for anybody who's a new official who has not attended it. It's a day-long training, but it was very informational about not only my position here, but also everyone else's position and how we work together. So
Was yours specific to your role or was it more of a general?
It was for all new
General.
officials, so there was a ton of people. It was in Gaylord. I couldn't even tell you how many when we first got there, that we were all in a room together, but it was everybody's supervisors, trustees, clerks, and they talked to us for a couple of hours in the beginning, just kind of an overview, and then we broke off into, individual sections. But it was just really helpful, not only with knowing what I'm supposed to be doing, but also knowing, how the board itself works and kind of an overview of what everybody else is doing. So I found it incredibly helpful, a really good place to start. And also I met a ton of cool people from different townships. So it was nice. They fed us a terrible lunch, but but everything else was good.
Sharon?
And being on that point there, Mary, the conference coming up that you can do daytime, because we're in a packet with MTA, we can sign up for Zoom meetings too, that they tape, and you can watch any of those that may be helpful to you in an area. This was the year that after new elections is for new officials, training is more intense and more out there. So,
Well, and on that point too, the other thing, you hear about MTA all the time, you hear about it, but they really give you a good idea of how MTA can help to guide you if you have any questions about anything in your role or in the township, or, she said they'd pretty much answer any question you had about anything if they could. So I recommend it. I know it sounds lame, but it was great. I
No,
know Jason knows I came home talking about it. And
No, I'd be interested in it. We took a couple different things for the planning commission work and it was super helpful. So I
Well,
assume it's similar.
there were, I don't know how many dates are left, but there was a lot of dates and a lot of locations. Like I said, we went to Gaylord. I took Jackie with me. So it was great.
Good.
I recommend it.
Sharon?
I have nothing.
And I'm not going to give you a chance to think. All in favor of adjourning, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting's adjourned.
8 o'clock.